So if you turn the page on your Chapter 2, Task 1 area notes, this is part 2. So we're going to do some more practice problems using the formulas that we just talked about on the other page. Number 1 says a parallelogram has a 9-centimeter base and a height of 10 centimeters. They want us to draw the parallelogram and find its area. So let's go ahead and draw it. And it tells us that it has a 9-centimeter base. So let's go ahead and label the base, which is the bottom, 9. And it has a height of 10 centimeters. Now remember, it's not the slant, it's from the bottom to the top. So we actually have to draw in a dashed line to indicate a height of 10 centimeters. We're going to go back to our formula, which, as just a reminder, is area equals length times width or base times height. So in this case, it would be 10 times 9, which we know is 90 centimeters specifically. Moving on to number 2, it says the parallelogram below, and it has a picture, has an area of 60 square units. So we know the area is 60. We need to find the perimeter. Well, if we know the area is 60, we do not know the base. So we're going to figure that guy out by finding, we're solving for x. So we need to know the base. If we know the area is 60, we're going to come over here and work out what we know. 60 equals the base times the height. In this case, we don't know the base, but we do know that the height is not 8, but it's 5. So in this case, it will be 5 times x. It's a one-step problem to solve for x. And now we know that our base is equal to 12. If we know x is 12 and our base is x, then this top part is 12. If the slant over here is 8, then we know this is 8. So to find the perimeter of this parallelogram, we're going to add up all those sides. So we have 12 plus 12 plus 8 and 8. And that gives us 40. So the perimeter, in this case, is 40 square units. Moving on to triangles now. If you recall from our formula on the flip side, the area of a triangle is 1/2 base times the height. So in this case, the base is 36, and the height is the length that's going up and down here, which in this case is 12. So you multiply that, and you should get 28, or I'm sorry. When you multiply 36 by 12, you should get 216. I was looking at a different problem. Now to find the perimeter of this triangle, we're going to look at the outside. We don't need anything to do with the height, so we're just going to add the outside numbers here. So in this case, be 81.8, and these are all meters, by the way. Number 2 tells us that the area of a triangle is 24 inches. If the triangle has a height of 6 inches, find the base, then find the perimeter. So again, the formula is area is 1/2 the base times the height. We're going to plug in exactly what we know. We know that the area is 24. We're always going to use 1/2 in this formula. We don't know what the base is, so I'm going to leave B as B. But we do know what the height is because in the problem it tells us it is 6. So we're going to solve what we can. We're going to do 1/2 times 6, only 24 alone. Half of 6 I know is 3. And now we need to solve for B. 24 divided by 3 is 4. So we solved for B just now. Our base is 4, I believe it's inches. Moving on to the third example. The area of the triangle is 104 square units. We need to solve for x. Then find the perimeter. 2 different things they want us to do here. The equation, again, hopefully you have this memorized by now, is area equals 1/2 base times height. And we're going to plug in what we know. We know that the area is 114, so we're going to place A with 114. We always use 1/2. We're going to come over to this triangle and see that the base in this case is 4x plus 5. So I'm going to put that in parentheses. And don't forget about the height, which is the bottom to the top, and in this case, it is 12. So we're going to go ahead and simplify that. To simplify, I think I'm going to take 1/2 of 12 first. I'm going to come down here and do my work. 114 equals 1/2 of 12 is 6. And I haven't done anything with 4x plus 5 yet, so I'm just going to rewrite it. Now I need to distribute. 6 times 4 is 24, has an x with it. 6 times 5 is 30. We have a two-step equation now, and I'm going to go ahead and work that. And after I solve for x, I can see that 84 divided by 24 is 3.5. I'm going to put my answer right here. The simplified part, actually, I'm going to go back, is this guy right here. So make sure you take a second to get that in your notes when we push pause. Next is to find the perimeter. And to find the perimeter, we're going to add up all the side lengths, so we don't even need to look at the height. We're going to look at the 4x plus 5 and the 7x minus 2 and the 7x minus 2. However, instead of writing 4x plus 5, we are going to use this 3.5 as x. So watch what happens. We're going to go 4 times 3.5 plus 5, and we're going to go ahead and simplify that to get the length of the base. And after you throw that in your calculator, you should get 19. So I'm going to go ahead and label the base of this triangle as 19. We're going to do the same thing for the side. We have 7x minus 2. So instead of using x, we already solved for x, which is 3.5. So I'm going to plug that in. Minus 2. When you plug that in your calculator, you should get 22.5. If this side length is 22.5, then this one is also 22.5. To find the perimeter, we remember from the notes on the previous side is to add all the side lengths. So after you add these guys up, you should get 64.